56-year-old Jack Burnett was sleeping on his couch when intruders forced their way into his two-story home on Princess Drive around 5 o'clock on Monday morning. Burnett, like many others, is breaking the silence and brought the media into his home to share his story.
My back door, which is near me, just burst open, and three men about 25 years old came in, burst in the door and hit me on the head with a gun and forced me to the ground, tied me up, and robbed my house of computers, phones, basically computers, iPhones, and cell phones. They hit me in the head and then forced me to the ground, tied my hands behind my back, tied my feet, and then put a towel like over the side of my head and around my mouth, and then put the gun in my eye socket and said, "Where's your gold and where's your money?"
Burnett says he was subdued and tied up, and his attackers ransacked the other occupants' apartments.
And when they got to the front room, they woke up one of my guests, and she began screaming. Then they left. The whole episode took maybe 5 minutes. They were professional robbers, they were professional thieves, and knew exactly what they were doing and how they did it.
Were they disguised or masked?
They were not disguised or masked, and actually, rather, they were well dressed. They had on the uniform, I'd say, of the day, which was knee-length shorts that were they weren't wrinkled, they weren't street thugs. These guys were dressed. Polo shirts. Their hair was groomed. I remember thinking that this is odd. The thing that really sticks out is I remember their shoes. They had good shoes. So it didn't seem like the barefoot guy that doesn't bathe, that sleeps on the beach. These were well-spoken professionals.
While the entire ordeal is nothing short of a nightmare, Burnett says he is happy to have survived, but frustrated with the increase in attacks on the island.
It's frustrating. I've watched San Pedro change in the 5 years that I've been here. I guess I'm on the other side of the coin. Rather than being the gringo that wants to change everything in San Pedro, I'm the gringo that doesn't want to change things, that I was happy. And I am happy, except I'm noticing really increased violence, increased noise, and an increased aggression in San Pedro.
According to Inspector Ernel Dominguez, officer in charge of the San Pedro Police Station, while they are aware of the increase in violent crimes, authorities will be launching an aggressive anti-crime initiative.
We are monitoring and we are trying to come as close as possible as to the person who are responsible for these. We have, since these activities picked up, we have detained a few persons. We have not made no major arrests, so to speak, but we are still doing our investigation, and we could assure the public that we will come up with something very soon. We believe we are almost there. Or this time would be the anti-crime operation that kicks off, I would say, as from this evening. We will kick that off to ensure that the public of San Pedro, that the police presence, high visibility, and presence in terms of deterrent to criminals will be well realized.
Like Burnett, many other victims, mostly expatriate residents' perception of the safety on the island has been tainted.
My vision is very well disrupted. Yeah, my vision is changed. And it has changed slowly, but this is drastic. I know the people that were here with me that involved the incident, both of them have left the island. People are leaving the island, and it's not my opinion, it's simply not safe. Just by the facts that Monday night a man was slashed with a machete at the boatyard. Monday morning I was pistol whipped and beaten and tied. That's not a safe city. And it's, how do you feel safe, or what do you do when this is happening? Is it anyone's fault? No. It's the criminals that are doing it. How do you control it? I don't really know. I'm not a criminologist. Collectively, it is occurring, is what I do know. And so, in my opinion, it would be silly to say that it's safe here.
This report is sponsored by Grand Belizean Estates. Reporting for Love News from San Pedro Town, I am Maria Novello.